introduction. Welcome everyone, and thank you for coming to find out more about Valspar, the future of paint. So what we're looking at here today is to actually demonstrate and to show you the different properties and why Valspar sits above all the other paints out there in the marketplace. We've got Ray with us. He's our lab manager from Richlands here in Queensland. So he's come out and done some demos for us. So he's actually going to be rolling and brushing some of the products so you can actually see it in action and why it's so fantastic. But first I want to show you a little bit about the different brands, the different products in Valspar. So it is a complete range, interior and exterior. And of course, there's all your primers. You've got your sealing, you've got your interior top coat for broad wall and your exterior top coat for broad wall. So we've got panels here up front, which I would recommend after the show to come up and see, and you can actually feel and touch the product, okay? So we've got one of the panels, which is quite exciting, is you can actually see the different coats. So you're looking at a matte in the interior, a low sheen, and a satin. So you can actually see the difference in the sheen levels. Our lovely assistant Heather will take that around for me. So one of the things that are special about the range of Valspar is its primers. Okay, we've got a list, a group of stain blockers that actually show you how to block out different stains. So you know you've got water stains, you've got pus and urine stains, you've got grease stains, oil stains. All those different kind of stains make it difficult to put your top coat on. So we've developed a really great stain blocking range that will then help your customer to fix those problems that they have in their house. So what we've got here is we've got a wax crayon, we've got a permanent marker, we've got a simulation of an oil stain, which we've used our Craftsman traditional stain to mimic, and pencil. So these are the things that are most commonly found that people want to cover in their houses. Not normally covering with just normal paint. You do need a stain blocker to go through and do that. So what we've done is we've shown 2 coats of the stain blockers and then 2 coats of your low sheen on top. So you can see that with the stain blockers, it doesn't cover the actual stain, but it blocks it and stops it from transferring through. So you actually have a little bit of the stain that you can see, but it's well and truly held that back, because when you put your first coat on of the actual Valspar paint and primer in one, you don't see it. And then when you cover it with your second coat, you get an amazing finish. And then we've got the same, just to show you what it looks like in a different color other than a white. So again, you've got your crayon, your permanent marker, your Craftsman stain, and your pencil, so you can see it in a different color. And you can see how once you actually get down to your 2 coats of your product, you don't see the stain anymore. So that's an important part of the range that we haven't previously had in any of the Waddle products. So you won't find these kind of stain blockers in the actual Waddle Aqua Prep range. They're only available in Valspar. So if your customers have that particular need, it's actually quite good to carry the Valspar. Okay, what Ray's going to demonstrate for us is the Valspar interior and Valspar exterior have paint and primer in one technology. So what we've done is we've formulated an interior product that can go over straight on bare plasterboard. Okay? If you've got really heavy joints, we do recommend priming the joints if they're really heavy and they haven't had a good plaster come and plaster over them. But on bare plasterboard, or if you're doing touch-ups, it's really good to actually be able to use it straight on bare plasterboard. Okay, so this is something that normally you would use a primer sealer undercoat or acrylic sealer with. You can go 2 coats straight on plasterboard. Okay, so Ray's actually going to show us rolling and brushing on the bare plasterboard and what kind of coverage you get. This is a very light interior color. It's Valspar Crowd Pleaser. So it's not white, but it's not a dark color. So you can see this is a color that people would normally use in their homes, and you can see how well it's going to cover. Okay. So there's just, Ray just said there's just over 3.5 units of tinter in each liter. So there's not a lot of tint, so it's a very light color. Very, very comparable and very popular for some of the houses. One thing you'll notice about the Valspar product, it is thicker and creamier than most products. So it does give you that little bit body and a little bit more lift than you would with a normal wall paint. And we talk about the quality of paint. We talk about, you don't want to buy the cheapest on the market. You want something that's good and robust, that when you do it right, you do it once, and you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to keep going over it coat after coat after coat to get the color and the coverage. It goes right on. Okay, so this is your first coat of the paint and primer in one. Right, I think just have you step inside. So you can see that the numbers are coming through on the first coat, but that'll be blocked out on the second coat, and we'll show that. This is the back of a plasterboard. We were supposed to have a normal panel, but it has been missed. So we would normally have this on a bare sheet on the front. We do realize this is the back, but we will then show you second coat as well. So Ray's going to take the roller and do the finish as well. And it's just done with a normal roller cover. So nothing special, no tricks. You can just sell a really good quality cover with the good quality paint. Very, very quick and easy. And then what Ray's doing is just laying off at the end, making sure the finish is even. That's probably a little bit more paint than you put on in a normal one coat, but you can see that it's covered the plasterboard quite well. And when it dries, we'll have the panels at our stand, Valspar number 87, that you can come by and have a look at the first coat and the second coat once it's dry. It'll be dry to touch in about 30 minutes, recoat in 2 hours. So because we don't have the luxury of time of 2 hours, we're going to do the second coat on a different panel. So Ray's going to do the second coat on one that we've previously coated with just one coat. So he's just going to take the tape off and show you that there's bare plasterboard underneath. While he's doing that, I'll also talk to you about the trims. So we also in Valspar, like I said, it's a well-rounded range. We also have water-based and oil-based trims. So this is a piece of pine, just pine that you would find in your store. A lot of you would sell. It's had one coat of the primer, seal, or undercoat on it, and then 2 coats of the satin enamel, the water-based satin enamel. Okay, so I'll actually pass that around so you guys can have a look at it. Everything's labeled on the back. And then this one is your gloss enamel. So you can see how a water-based enamel can give you a really nice smooth finish, and it rounds out the range. So again, you've got your undercoats, you've got your ceilings and your broad wall, your stain blockers, and the rest. So I'll pass this around on this side so you guys can have a look. Traditionally, it's very difficult to get a very smooth finish on trims from a water base. The Valspar is specially formatted to act like an oil. So it gives you that much smoother finish than what you would normally get and what you would get from your traditional oil. Okay, Ray's about ready to do his second coat. So again, just using a 12 mil nap roller, which is 11 mil nap roller, so your standard roller for walls and ceiling. So this is available today at the trade show. We are doing special deals on half pallet deals for the Valspar interior and exterior mixed white.